Hey, Bronco Nation. Welcome back to Bronco Talk. My name is Nick Wade, and I'm joined, as always, by Sam Gillette of Sam Talk Sports. Boise State Beach Volleyball didn't just open the season. Recently, they opened up a new chapter. The Broncos stepped onto the sand as a member of the Big 12 Conference, went across country, came home with 3 wins and a statement in their opener. Serena Vandermeid and Allison Alden dominated that opening weekend, going 4-0.
Yes, and originally we had Serena booked last week, but we had to wait an extra week. Weather shifted Serena's practice schedule, but the wait is worth it. Boise State just came through its toughest slate of the season at Battle for LA, tested by number 2 UCLA, number 3 Cal Poly, and number 8 Loyola Marymount, and answered with the team's first sweep of the year against Cal State Northridge. The Broncos sit 4-4 and are receiving votes in the AVCA polls. Ava Anderson and Addison Woden went 3-1 on court 2, taking down pairs from UCLA and LMU. And Walden joined the 60 win club at that as the duo earned their 26th career win together. On court 1, Allison Alden and our guest today, Serena Vandermeid, battled to a 3-set win versus CSUN and pushed LMU to the brink. This team is learning fast, swinging hard, and not blinking.
Serena, great to finally have you on the show. Really appreciate you collaborating with us before you got onto campus with the article that you can find on BroncoNationUpdates.com. You've traveled about across the globe to be in Boise. First, how are you liking Boise so far the last few months? And great to have you on the Bronco Talk Show.
Thank you. Nice to be here. I really like Boise. Like, I'm from a small city in the Netherlands, and like a lot of the cities here are big, but Boise is not that big, so reminds me a bit of home.
It's nice and compact, and everything's within reach. It's a great city to live in. Now I know that we covered a lot of your your upbringing and stuff in the article, but I just want to kind of bring it back up so that Bronco Nation get to know you, whoever's viewing this show. But when you think back to your earliest volleyball memories, what moments made you fall in love with the sport beyond the skills and the drills?
Well, I went to the indoor halls when I was like a little girl, 2, 3, 4 years old, something like that, because my mother played indoor volleyball. So because of her, I started playing volleyball. So I think that are like my earliest memories about volleyball, just seeing my mother play and like he sees such an inspiration for me. That's why I started also to play like indoor volleyball.
Speaking of your mother, her journey in the in game is well known. What habits around commitment and consistency did you pick up from watching her compete?
Um, well, she's like really tough and like going for everything. Um, like she doesn't hold back. She likes, and that's also what I got from her. Like I want to do like everything. I want to play my best. I want to like win the most of my games. I want to beat everyone. So I think that's what I really got from her. Like also my volleyball skills and everything, I got it really from her.
That's speaking like a true Bronco right there. But so you mentioned that you started in indoors before moving to beach. Mentally, what flipped for you once the sand became home?
Well, I started playing beach volleyball when I was like 11 or 12, something. Because I wanted to do something in summer. Um, and I really loved the game like more than indoor because you can do anything on the beach. Like you can be a passer, a setter, a hitter, a defender, everything. And in indoors, you just have your own spot. You have to you can only attack as an outside hitter or only block like as a middle or something. And in beach volleyball, you can like do everything. So that makes it so beautiful.
When did beach volleyball stop being an option and become a dream that you started chasing?
Um, I think like when I started practicing more, like first when you're 12 years old, you're like practicing a few hours a week. And when I got older, then I started practicing like more hours. And I was like, oh, I really want to compete higher and do like try to reach my best that I can do.
In our article about you, you did. We went more in depth in the civil engineering. So you're balancing elite volleyball with that civil engineering. How does the analytical lens help you manage pressure and problem solve mid match? Do you take any of that engineering into any of your matches?
I don't think I think about it like that. Like I keep it a bit separate. Like I want to do my civil engineering, like graduate. I want to finish that, but I also want to play beach volleyball because that's what I love the most. Um, but like problem solving and everything, that's also part of civil engineering and also part of beach volleyball. So I think that is combining it. But not that I'm thinking a lot about civil engineering when I'm playing beach volleyball.
Right.
Beach volleyball is pretty much just your escape, right?
Yeah.
So your relentlessness way outweighs the analytical approach.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's talk about last weekend. You opened up against number 2 UCLA and closed with number 8 LMU with a sweep over Cal State Northridge and a tough one against number 3 Cal Poly in between. What a what a weekend. But big picture, what did the weekend teach you about where this team is right now?
I think as a team, we have to like keep in mind that we can win from all of those teams. Like we don't have to see that, oh, they're like way better because they're on the top 20 or in the top 10 or anything. I think we can really beat those when we just keep that in mind, that it's not that they're standing higher. They're also people, like they're also beach volleyball players. And I think this weekend we saw them, we got a bit like overwhelmed maybe because they're like in the top 10 and everything. But I think right now after this weekend, we know that we can beat them. And when we keep that in mind, the next few weekends will be better. I think like that we can really win from a top 20 team.
Against UCLA, that duel ended 4-1, but we saw court 2 momentum from Ava and Addie. How did that energy feed the rest of the lineup?
Well, Ava and Eddie played in the first wave, so I think the second wave really wanted to win also for them because they saw that we could beat a team that's in the top 20. Like UCLA was ranked second. So I think the whole team really wanted to win. And like UCLA is a great team. Like they have so much great players. But seeing that Eddie and Ava could win also got our mentality like, oh, we can also win from them.
And then Cal Poly is elite in that inside out efficiency. What specific adjustments did you and Allison talk about after that match that paid off later in the weekend?
Well, we always film ourselves so we could watch film a bit back and see what he could do better and everything. So I think we can learn a lot about that. And just seeing what our points are that we can improve for the next day. And I think that really paid off against like the CSUN game and the LMU game. So like we didn't start that well because we lost 2 games against UCLA and Cal Poly, but then we like took it further, a step further into the Saturday games, and we could like learn from that Friday games and just take that to Saturday to like win against CSUN and almost beat LMU.
Talk about learning from your games. Your 3-set win over Cal State Northridge on the top court flipped after dropping the first set. What did you guys do tactically to unlock that turnaround and get in the win column?
I think we started to not overthink that much. Like we had a whole plan, like a whole strategy against them, and it didn't work that much. Um, and when we let that go and just started to thinking about ourselves, like we wanted to play the best we can, I think that's when it finally paid off. Like, oh, like then we got that win. Like, just believing in ourselves instead of overthinking everything too much.
And you mentioned the LMU match. You nearly pulled off the comeback, 18-21, 21-19, 13-15. What did you learn about closing third sets at the highest level?
I think it shows that we can win. Like, even though we didn't win, we get a few points out of it that we can improve. And that we don't have to be scared for that kind of teams. Like we can win. Like if it's so close, it could also fall like on our side, so that we have the 15 and they have the 13. So I think that's what we have to keep in mind about that. Like they're not like way higher. Like it's super close. So keep in mind that if it's this close right now and we want to improve our own game, that next time we can beat them.
Ava Anderson and Addison Wolden finished 3-1 and now have 26 career wins together. We mentioned earlier, with Wolden hitting 60, fastest to do it in program history. As a newcomer, how do those milestones like that shape your confidence in this group?
Well, it's nice to see that they can win so much. Like, I didn't know they had that many wins, but to see that they win this many games, I want to win more. Like, I also want to win that many games. Like, I'm like a fighter. I want to win every game and try to beat them. Also, like, I also want to win that many. Yeah, but it's really nice that they got so many wins in their career as a Bronco.
That's why I'm so glad you're on the show. We like fighters. That's the blue collar way. But Boise State did record its first sweep of the season versus Cal State Northridge. What was the locker room or whatever the room looks like? I'm not quite sure what the beach volleyball locker. I don't know if it's a shower. I don't know. But what was the message about sustaining that standard after a long weekend?
I think we can be proud of ourselves. Like it was the first clean sweep of the season. And like that mentality that we got from it, like we can win like 5-0 out of against a university, that we really have to think about that we can beat everyone. Just like I said before, like I think that's the biggest part that we have to remember. Like everyone can win. If you can win 5-0 out of from another university, then like everyone can win.
And and that's speaking of the fighter, from your article, you got accolades for being a fighter and in the circuit over there in Europe. So this is the fighter series right here, and you're known for chasing down one more ball. What does that relentless motor come from? Where does that come from?
That I'm a fighter, you mean?
Yeah. I mean, you've gotten all those awards, overseas, and you've got just from even this interview right now, you've got that fighting spirit. Where's that come from?
I think I got like a lot of things that went down against me, like a lot of things that happened in my life. That I wanted to get back stronger. Like every time something happened, I wanted to like get back stronger in my life and like beat more people in volleyball. And also my parents are like really supporting for me. Like they really want to see me win, and they really want, like they're standing behind me. Like, so I think that's the biggest motivation, like that I want to win for them, because they did so many things in my life for me. Like I wouldn't be standing here without them. So I think they are my biggest motivation right now.
When rallies stretch longer and legs start getting heavy, what internal cues help you stay sharp instead of wearing down?
I think I want to play my best game like every point. It doesn't matter what happened before. It doesn't happen what happens after this point. Like I want to stay in the moment and just show everyone that I can be the best, and that we can get every point. So I think that's what's the most that I think about. Like Elle and I telling each other that we can win, that we can beat teams, like that we want to just play our best every single point that we play.
When you're in the sand and you see that opponent across the net from you, sometimes the talent is even, right? I'm sure you've seen that in your career so far. What edge do you pull from? Like, is it, you could use your effort, communication, serve pressure. Which one is most reliable for you in that kind of technique and confronting that kind of competition?
Well, I think my strength is my defense. That's why I'm a defender. And like it combines really well with Allison. Like she's like a great blocker. And also like most of the people serve to me. So my passing has to be really stable, and then I can pass to Elle, and Elle does a lot of option balls. So I think that's really our strength, like keeping the communication right, to see what everyone wanted to do with their game.
Gonna go a little bit off script right here and so ask you, do you get to pick your partner when you come? Like everybody just starts playing around, like, hey, I like playing with you, let's do this, or is that a coaching decision?
No, the coaches make the decisions, so they
Yeah.
choose whoever you will be playing with.
What does trust with your partner look like and sound like in deuce time? I mean, you got to trust that your coach knows that's you're the best person to play with you. So what does that trust kind of do there whenever you're down in the nitty gritty?
Like we trust our coach that they pick the best partners for that weekend that you will be playing with. So we also have to trust our partners that they will play their best, and that connection that the coach sees, that we have to like play that game for them. Like if the coach don't think that you will fit together, then they won't like put you together as a team. So we really have to trust everyone around us that they make the right decisions for everything.
All right. Looking ahead, you've got the next challenge is the South Carolina Classic on March 13th and 14th in Columbia, South Carolina. You do get a rare free weekend to reset. You're going to need that, as you get into this a busy schedule. What are the top two priorities for training before you fly to Columbia in a couple weeks?
Well, right now it's just to see the connections between the partnerships. I think that's the important part for this upcoming 2 weeks. And also Allison and I are working about our own game. Like what can we do when we're side out, when we're having the side out? What can we do in our defense? Like what kind of steps we can make to improve our game? So that's the most important part that we are gonna do like in the next 2 weeks as a partnership together.
Travel and conditions matter on the East Coast. You got temperature, wind, sand depth. How do you prep your first 10 points on a new beach?
Well, we have a practice one day before, so we can get used to the sand and to the warm, because it was really warm like the last 2 weeks during the tournaments. So I think that first day is the most important part, like getting to know the courts, getting to know where you are, getting to know the sun, the warmth, the heat, everything. So when that's like a good day, then I know that the next day will be ready for the tournament and the games.
I've walked barefoot on beaches before, and I know that sand can get hot. Do you ever play on a beach where it's just you don't want to be there because the sand's too hot?
Well, I had it last weekend that the warming up court is only used for warming up, so not a lot of people are like running over it all day. And some places in that court were pretty hot. So then you have to keep running and keep walking, otherwise your feet will burn. But yeah, the courts where we play on, it's like people are diving and that kind of stuff, so the sand won't be that warm when
Is
you
that
play
one
on
of
it.
those things where you want to play later in the day so that all that sand is moved around and it's not as hot?
Well, we played in the mornings, so then it's
Okay.
also fine. Like then it isn't that warm yet. So
All right.
The game plan, and I'm not, just for the casual fan who maybe doesn't know the ins and outs of beach volleyball and what all goes to the strategies and stuff. What are your key focus areas like on court with Allison, like first ball, side out, serve, targeting, or block defense sync? Like how does all that kind of go into where you go in there and you execute what you're looking to do?
well, we really practice on a lot of things. So we really want to try to keep that going into the game, and that there's something we can fall back on. Like we know our strength. Like if something new we want to try against an opponent that does like another thing that we don't like, then we just also always can fall back on the things we can do, like what we practice on. So we practice a lot on passing for the option balls so that Allison can do the option balls. So we really want to try to like improve that so we can always use that in every game.
How will you and the staff approach film and scouting this week to dial in pair by pair game plans?
We like when we're on the tournament, we have like film evening. So we watch like the opponents, and we get notes and we have to make notes about it to see where they're hitting, where they're passing. So we can make a game plan out of that. And then hopefully that will work, like that game plan.
So looking into the upcoming classic, key performance indicators or success metrics for that classic, what two numbers would tell you Boise State took a step forward from the Battle of LA to going into this this next classic in South Carolina?
Well, this week we are like trying to improve our game. I think like the losses from the Battle of LA, we really know our strength and what is less strength of us. So what we have to improve, and that's like what we can do for like the South Carolina games.
As you enter a busy March, what kind of goals are you looking to carry with you into Columbia?
I think it's not always about winning. Um, it's also about like playing your best game and be as a team. Like the team is really important. Like you don't want to win for yourself, but also for the other ones. So, and I think we just want to improve our game and our tactics and everything. So I think that's the most important part about March, that you will improve not only as a team, but also as a player.
All right. Well, we like to do something fun with our guests on the show. Before Nick asks the serious final question, but we're going to do a quick lightning round. If you don't know the answer, you can say pass. But answer as fast as you can. First thing that comes to mind, kind of things, and we'll get through this. Are you ready?
Yeah, I am.
All right. What's your favorite warm-up song?
Ooh, it's a Dutch song.
Ooh, what's it
So
called?
I don't think you know it, but it's called Lotje. So it's Dutch. So I don't think you will know it.
So we need to put that on the playlist now, so we can learn it. All right. Your favorite Boise restaurant?
I think I only been to a lot of times to the Warehouse, so I would go there, I think.
All right. Does pineapple
A
go
lot
on
of
pizza?
choices.
Yeah, a lot of choices, yeah.
Does pineapple go on pizza?
I think yes.
Stanley or Owala?
Stanley.
Favorite non-beach volleyball sport to watch?
Soccer.
Ooh. I think I know the answer to this one, but snow or beaches?
Beach. 100% beach.
And finally, if you're stuck on an island, what 3 items do you bring?
Ooh. Food? Maybe. I don't know actually. Like a hammer or something, like a pickaxe for the trees and everything, and drinks.
All right.
There you
That
go.
wasn't too bad.
Well, Serena, after the gauntlet over there in LA, and then with South Carolina, the Classic ahead, now that we have you on the show and Bronco Nation is going to be watching, what's your message to Bronco Nation about who you are, the team, and what they're becoming, going into the Big 12, and what's next?
Well, the message that I wanted to say to people is to come out in April to our courts. Like, we have 2 home tournaments ahead of us. Those are the first 2 weekends of April. And we can get all the audience that are cheering for us. So we're working on, like, we have a couple of tournaments like in Texas, Louisiana and everything, and we're working towards our home tournaments. So I would like to see a lot of people cheering for us, for our team. Yeah.
Well, Serena, really appreciate you making the time to be with us and for the insights. We're glad you're here, and we hope that you have a great time. As long as you're in Boise, we hope that you feel at home, and I think Bronco Nation will when you're part of the team, you're basically family. So welcome to the family officially.
Thank you.
From Bronco Nation. So Bronco Nation, this team took on 3 top 10s last weekend, found its first sweep of the season, showed the grit that travels. They shout out to Ava Anderson, Addison Wolden for a 3-1 weekend, and to Addie for joining the 60-win club. That duo now sits at 26 career wins on court 1. Allison and Serena for sharpening fast, and the margins in those third sets are closing. Boise State gets a brief reset. Then it's wheels up for the South Carolina Classic, March 13th and 14th. We'll be following their progress for Sam and Serena. This is Bronco Talk. Thanks for hanging with us. Go Broncos.
Hi, I'm Ron Dorn. I'm president of Blue Elevation. A lot of you have probably heard of it in other sites like Bronco Nation Updates, and I just want to talk a little bit about Boise State football and what we're trying to do to help move the team forward. It's a lot of fun to work with them, but as you know, with the upheaval in college football and the NIL money, we're always needing more, and we're trying to do that by giving more news to you than you can get in other sources, and events that you might be able to attend. And we would just love to see your support, additional support for Boise State, so we can take this to the next level, especially moving into the Pac-12. I see such a bright future for us by doing this, For those of you that are as old as I am, you remember when we had wooden bleachers and we did rodeos in the stadium, and we had good coaches and we were doing the best we can with what we had. These coaches need that continuated support to make it happen for us. You can see what we've done with what little we've had, but we really need the help, and we just need the commitment, and we need you to get involved with us to push the Boise State program forward. Again, especially going to the Pac-12, and especially the futures out there, and what the basketball team is doing, the women's softball team is doing, and some other sports that I follow. We just want to keep you involved and focused and helping us out any way that you can do that to support our university.